The Hillary scarecrow wing of Trump mania would have us believe that Hillary Clinton makes Adolf Hitler look like Pee Wee Herman, makes Satan look like Jesus Christ. But might it actually be the case that conservatives have little, if anything, to fear from a Hillary Clinton presidency at all? See, this is my biggest problem with the Hillary scarecrow crowd and their endless shrieking and fear-mongering about the supposed horrors of a Hillary Clinton presidency. Now, Ben Shapiro, today at nationalreview.com, brings us back to reality and some perspective by posing the question, and all of you here, Hillary scarecrow people out there, and that includes you, Douglas V. Gibbs, you know this to be true. What is Hillary Clinton supposedly good at exactly? I mean, Hillary Clinton is obviously unwell. We don't know just how unwell she is because she keeps lying about it. Over the past several weeks, here is the chain of explanation for Hillary's coughing attacks. That's why my latest nickname for Mrs. Clinton is Coughzilla. Probably not original, but still, it works. But here's the chain of explanation for Hillary's coughing attacks and frequent absences from the campaign trail, aside from the fact that she's running a low visibility front porch campaign, because the more visible she is, the worse she does, the farther she falls in the polls. But here are these explanations. She's fine, she has allergies, she's overheated, she's fine again. See, she even hugged a child. A badass hugged a child, huh? Oops, she had pneumonia, there was a bug that ravaged the Hillary campaign, and she was brave enough to soldier it out, and she's fine. Also, Hillary informed Americans that she has only fainted twice that she can recall. Oh, man. Then added, it is something that has occurred a few times over the course of my life, and I'm aware of it and usually can avoid it. Bill Clinton then helpfully added on Charlie Rose, frequently, well, not frequently, rarely, which is the opposite of frequently. And you always have to wonder with Sick Willie whether, was that a deliberate Freudian slip, or did he just genuinely have a brain fart? Because frequently and rarely are antonymical to each other. Frequently, well, not frequently, or rarely, but on more than one occasion over the last many, many years, the same sort of thing happened to her when she got severely dehydrated. Gee, how many years? Never happened before. I mean, it looked like she was going to doze off in that Senate committee meeting back in whenever it was, the early 2000s, but never happened then. Now, understand, this is the most famous woman on the planet, so, you know, if this had been a frequent occurrence over the past many, many years, I think we would have seen it at least hinted at occasionally before now. Now, if that seems somewhat opaque to you, well, welcome to the crowd. In the absence of honest information, conspiracy theories have bloomed. Hillary's got Parkinson's. She's suffering from a primary disease, and the pneumonia is a secondary infection, which if that were the case, she'd already be in the hospital. She's traveling with covert nurses and doctors. She's patient zero in a zombie outbreak, which is silly because the zombies are all on Trump's side. But nothing is too implausible now that it's clear Hillary was lying again. Conspiracy theories cannot flourish without a cover-up. And Hillary's knee-jerk tendency toward Nixonian cover-ups means that her campaign is plagued with hints of scandal. Well, it's not just the knee-jerk tendency towards Nixonian cover-ups. There are scandals. But then there are always scandals with the Clintons. That's why they never gain any traction. Even the media, forced into a shotgun marriage with her, now feel uncomfortable with Hillary. Well, I don't know about that. Chris Matthews of MSNBC, Hillary acolyte and the man who combs his hair with his shoe, or maybe he borrows Bernie Sanders' shoe, I don't know, stated that Hillary has a propensity to release news only when releasing it had grown to be the only option, or in other words, after it's no longer news. And ripped her for her strategy of rolling disclosure, admitting to the truth only when the truth is out in the public already. You know, the old news strategy. Former top Obama advisor David the Stash Axelrod lamented, "It's not health, it's stealth. That is the problem that she has to deal with." Even the Washington Post's Chris Celica, who spent last week asking whether we could stop talking about Hillary Clinton's health, now acknowledges that her health is a real issue, criticizing her obsession with secrecy driven by paranoia of the media. Celica, a Clinton booster, concluded, "Always a lean towards secrecy and obscuring rather than openness and transparency." Amid a bevy of poll numbers that show somewhere between 55 and 65% of the American public do not believe the words honest and trustworthy apply to her. Which they don't. Which has been common knowledge for 25 years. Which is why this just is not going to have the impact that y'all hope it will. All of this has ramifications beyond the election. That's where it really applies. Say, for the sake of argument, that Hillary becomes president, as she will. Many commentators worry deeply that she'll be a continuation of Obama's legacy, an ideologue unchained, free to run roughshod over the Constitution. There's no Constitution left. As a practical matter. I mean, Barack Obama's already pretty much destroyed it. But the chances of that predictions coming true depend not on her radical leftism, but on her competence. She must be good at perverting institutions. She must be skilled at manipulating public opinion. She must be capable of leveraging the public and the media. And she's not. Not even close. Hillary is far more Jimmy Carter than Barack Obama. She'll likely be seriously damaging, but there's a solid shot she will not be transformative, thanks to her own ineptitude. She's far left, to be sure, but she's awful at the game of politics. Epically awful. Her one major initiative in American political life, Hillary Care, failed so catastrophically that Republicans turned it into a historic congressional revival. As a senator, well, what did she ever do as a senator? Except get reelected. She's so incompetent that Obama himself took state commissariat policy out of her hands when she was Commissar of State, instead delegating it to various outsiders, including John Kerry. And what does that say about Hillary's incompetence, that John Kerry was considered more capable than she was? John Kerry. Oh, God. She's so incompetent that she almost lost in the primaries to a near octogenarian loon-bag socialist. All you people out there, like you, Doug, and Alex, who are just scared to death of Hillary, you really don't have much to fear. You know, don't fear well, nothing rhyme. Hillary doesn't rhyme with Reaper, but, you know, you don't fear her. You really haven't. She would enter office as the most unpopular president, well, certainly since Bush circa 2008. That would be where she started. And she can only go down from there. And everything that happens is going to be blamed on her. The fallout from continuing Obamunist policies. And it's looking, in fact, I just saw it today on election projection, it is now projected that Republicans will retain both the Senate and the House. So, Trumplicans screwed the pooch by nominating Donald Trump. But the best outcome in the big picture is an unpopular Hillary in the White House and a Republican Congress facing her down and kicking her fat ass. Moreover, Hillary is likely, as I say, to enter office with the lowest approval rating of any new president in modern history. The current title holder is her husband, who began his tenure at around 55%. Well, the last time Hillary even broke 50% in the favorables was September of 2014, 2 years ago, when she had been, guess what, out of the public eye for a long stretch. The more visible she is, the more unpopular she becomes. And when you're president of the United States, you are visible by definition. She hasn't been in positive territory since April of last year, which not coincidentally is when she officially declared her candidacy. Americans don't like her. They suspect her and believe she lies to them. And they also believe the same things about Donald Trump, which is why this election is such a dumpster fire. Imagine an unpopular Hillary Clinton entering office on the heels of the media's beloved first black president, assuming he leaves when he's supposed to, after having barely scraped by the wildly unpopular Donald Trump, amid scandals. Donald Trump, nobody should be able to lose to Hillary Clinton. Trump's going to manage it. Amid scandals ranging from her health cover-up to her private email server. Imagine her, and the Clinton Foundation, let's not leave that out. Imagine her facing a Republican House and Republican Senate. Does this sound like a recipe for transformational change? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, yeah, you could say, well, Republicans are intimidated by Barack Obama's skin color giving him the propaganda advantage. Well, Hillary Clinton's not going to have that. You know, her vagina, whatever else it is, it doesn't give her that kind of clout. She wouldn't know what to do with it even if she had it. The clout, I'm assuming she still has a vagina for whatever that's worth. Now, that doesn't mean Hillary won't be dangerous to liberty. She will, or she'll try anyway. She's a committed leftist and she'll have the power of the White House, but Barack Obama was far less transformational in his second term than in his first. And much of his transformational change in his second term came through public relations mastery on issues like race and immigration. Propaganda, in other words. Hillary is a terrible speaker, a worse interview, and a general annoyance to most Americans. Just as Donald Trump is the gift that keeps on giving to Hillary, Hillary would be the gift that would keep on giving to the GOP for 4 years. I would go so far as to say that Hillary Clinton in the White House may be the only way the GOP can recover its brand after the Trump disaster. Now, none of this means we should be sanguine about a Clinton presidency. We don't want a Clinton presidency. But the Trump presidency isn't any better. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. All of it bad. But it is worth noting that a strong Republican opposition to Hillary Clinton, if Republicans actually found the testicular fortitude, and I think they'd be more likely to do so with her than with Barack Obama, will likely meet with more success than a Democrat in the White House with an R after his name.